Hello everybody, welcome back to Wappelville, and let's get started with some Bretonnian stuff here. Actually have a segment, I wasn't quite able to get this one on a base, so actually I see there's a few more little support things we got to get rid of there. So yeah, I want to find actually, hey there Armored Wolf. Boy, I wish you could see, I mean obviously there's just these small little things in the corner. I'll send you these after the stream, and boy oh boy, these could make some really interesting paintings with all the heraldry and everything else. Could be really interesting. So I'm going to try and put some of that on here. Hey there, Zach. Nice to see you. Sorry, this is a later start here. Now, again, going to be a lot of filigree on here. I was originally going to do some blue, but then I actually saw these reference things come up, and I said, boy, maybe I'm going to give that green and gold a shot there. So why not? Get a little bit of this green in here. And I'm just, okay, that's some phthalo green there. Ooh, look at this phthalo green and the Mars yellow deep. We're going to try that. So Zach, is that the one, like there was different versions of it, including one that I guess glowed in the dark or something like that? I don't know for sure, but I think there was something along those lines, right? That it actually, there's one that glows in the dark. Do all of them glow in the dark? Maybe I'm just thinking of that all wrong. I don't know. Maybe we'll go gold with that. Yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. Yeah, I was, obviously for me, I would prefer the non-glowy one just like that. So hopefully it's really nifty. I'm sure that it is. Yeah, let's just do that over here. Just do that here too, and then we're going to be doing some gold heraldry type stuff on here too, just because, for reasons, whatever. Just keep going up here with that. That probably will end up being gold, I'm thinking, but let's see, what about this? Do we do white there and green? Maybe we'll do something like that. That might be, and then gold here. Maybe we'll take this and we'll do a little bit of green up here, like so. So yeah, Zach. Well, actually, now I'm starting to wonder with all the. Well, I have all these printable ships. I have a whole bunch of them. I have at least 12 different designs or something like that now. And that should be interesting, trying to print those. Alright, so there's our green. Now let me get just a filbert brush of some kind here, and we're just going to get some of this. Actually, here I'll make some of our radiant green with that, and we'll just throw some of that around here. See what happens. Zach, actually I already have some 3D printed ships that I just had ordered. This is before I got the bamboo itself. Hey there, Landrast. Yeah, Landrast, I don't know if you saw, but I've got to, I just got to put I didn't get a chance to put this one on a base. I mean, it's okay, because I'll just have that for tomorrow. And then, of course, well, we've got that also from Highland Miniatures. Hey there, Horns fan, how you doing? So, Horns fan, I wasn't sure if you had to head off to sleep before this ended, but that's kind of what that looked like there in the end. That was really fun. Oh, let me tell you something. These are 2 of 4 reference pictures. I'm telling you, man, I think maybe this one over here on the left-hand side, I might have to do that as a 2D painting. Obviously, it wouldn't be landscapes of Middle Earth, but I just thought, I don't know, maybe that would be kind of fun to paint something like that. Geez, Landrast. Hey, Landrast, surface tension found, and a really kind of a nice casket of souls. Kind of nicer than all the other ones that I've seen. I'll try and snag that file tonight, see if I can do that. But yeah, really nifty Casket of Souls. Very cool stuff. Actually, yeah, that's another one that I'll have to definitely print out, Landrast. For sure. Now I'm just picking a little bit of gold in this because that is what I wanted to do on the interior of this. Here, let's get a little bit of that over here too. Probably on these guys. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Hey there, Legion of Grey. How you doing? So yeah, Horns fan, that was pretty fun, I have to say. Did enjoy doing that one. I hope that folks do like the 2D art stuff. It is, like I said, it's fun to be able to do that after all these years, not getting a chance to do that. Hey, Moonlight Minis, how you doing? Great to see you, Moonlight Minis. Moonlight Minis, wait till there's some more folks in the chat and such to maybe share some of the links. I mean, you can do that now if you want to, but maybe wait till there's a few more people in the chat there. So yeah, Zach. There's a whole bunch of ships that I can actually right now. There will come a point here where I switch this to sport mode. So in a couple hours I'll do that. We just got on to layer 2. So this is the rest of that Hobbit Tavern. I think maybe I'm halfway through, maybe a little past halfway through that now. Because again, I got to start doing some serious photography with the armies and everything. So it's important to start getting down into the goodies there and get that terrain printed out and then painted. I didn't have a chance to check the piece of the piece of terrain today. I'll check it after the stream to see if, well, maybe it's finally dried. But definitely we'll have to add more of the Alkids next time, that's for sure. I'm actually going to throw a little bit of the blue in there now. That's some of the radiant blue. And remember, we'll be doing some glazy things here as well. I just had to just whip this thing together really fast. It was another crazy day of dealing with the car insurance stuff again, because of course that's never going to end. Confusing, then getting a text, your paperwork is fine. No, it's not. Now it is. No, it's not. Now it is. No, it's not. That was just absolutely, even the person, I finally got a person on the phone, and like I said, they said, I have no idea what these idiots did. Oh, they also sent us a form that we had no chance of filling out the right way. So yeah, we have to do another notary tomorrow and send that. Now, where's my... fine. Actually, is that indigo or is that the Indanter? I think it's indigo. I think that is indigo. Hey there, Green Fairy Studios. Just barely, right? Just barely. So Green Fairy Studios, happy Friday. Sorry this is later, but it has been another wild and crazy one. Gonna get me into a little bit of the magenta there. I'm gonna go this way. And I'll just start throwing some of that here. I might change this to... No, I'm not going to change it. I'm going to go with the white, and then obviously maybe do some green or gold here and there on this as well. Just I had to stick with the not... Was that our pre-glaze here? Just because didn't really know what I wanted to do with this, and preparation-wise would have been a lot faster doing it this way. So now this is also going to have to definitely be lighter here. Blending brush of some kind. I will see what we got here that could work for that. That's soft enough. Maybe, nope, not that. That's not going to do it. This one might. Hey there, Artemichael. Nice to see ya. So yeah, Grand Oracle, it was really fun to do those trees and to be able to get all that nice little texture into them. Again, here, this is how we keep the paint down to a minimum, right? Hashtag no layers. There is some thinner in this, but obviously not to like the point where it becomes a pin line wash. That is definitely something we don't want. See, as I get around the edge there, not even putting any paint there, just using the blending brush. Boy, Grand Oracle, I really prefer the Williamsburg Indian Yellow to the Winsor Newton. I think you do too, right? Pretty sure that you do. So yeah, the Van Dyke Brown, that's another one of those that's important because of its staining abilities. So that's, again, we haven't been doing the pre-glaze of late, especially with all the Tomb King stuff, but there will come a time where you start to see, actually it was supposed to be on this figure here, but again, the preparation and stuff, there was no, I just had to kind of quickly just throw some of that darker primer on there. Yeah, Grand Oracle, that Indian Yellow from Williamsburg is just super nifty. The gamuts of it's good, and it even has some staining to it. Now here, I'm going to change this up a little. Using the white in there. Again, I'm going to do some blending brush stuff here. Start to lighten some of these things up here. Again, that green is effectively more just like a pre-glaze in there. That's all we're really looking for. Or sometimes I call it a reglaze. And try and maybe get a little bit, sneak a little bit of this green down into here too. So I have green on the brush. And borrow some of that from up there and then toss it down here. And again, if I don't like the white here, maybe we change it all to green. I don't know, we'll see. It could all change. Who knows? This might be orange with purple polka dots by the end of the stream. Don't let it, it just might happen. So from Michael Graham, yeah, Grand Oracle, I was, well, I might try to give that another shot again, I guess, before the winter, was it February 12th or something like that? The winter sale ends. Now, I also got to get me some skin tones on that. Let me just chuck some of this up here. Where's my blending brush? There you go. It's got some, yeah, this has some green on it too. Fine, whatever, don't care. Not going to fuss about it. Take this and get some of the light on that side. And we'll take this, we'll mix it with our... Oh wait, we don't have our regular Terra Rosa out there. This is the Mars Red and Mars Violet. I was wondering why that was looking so different. So again, this is a 3D print from Highland Miniatures. Let's see. Yeah, so Grand Oracle, well, I don't know, maybe maybe I will need more of the alkyds. Because remember I was saying with that jar, I'm thinking, if I only need this much, this alkyds thing might even last me like a century. But I don't think it's going to quite be that way. Yeah, I don't think it's going to quite work out that way. I think we're going to need to use a wee bit more of that stuff. This is also a texture roller from Green Stuff World. So yeah, Zach, we've been talking about the Alkids experiment, where I've been painting, and even now I have the Alkid paints out here. But the other thing that is pretty new is actually using the Alkid medium. I tried that in a video for the first time the other day. Not super thrilled with the results. It really didn't enhance the drawing time at all. So I might even do like a little stealth video where it's not really a full-on formal. It might just be well, I'm going to grab this piece of terrain and I'm going to try a little bit more of the Alkids and see what happens. Oh yeah, you're going to need to be lighter in there too, aren't you? And also the ears, let's get those two. Again, I might change that. I might make that actually, I'm almost inclined to make that more of a gold. And not a way, but well, let's see just how this goes. We'll see how it works out here. Now let me get a little bit more of the lighter green on here. So there's some of our radiant green, smidge of that. Oof, that was going to be a really intense light green there. It's going to give me a little bit of the lighter green up here. That was, believe it or not, Grand Oracle, that was I thought that was going to be the neatest one, was to see those mixed together, and obviously didn't get a chance to see that. Fine, I'm going to throw me a little bit more of that up here, over here. And as you can see, that all just mixes in there, because this is relatively thick here. But of course, we also we have to be patient. We don't want to be hasty little hobbitses. So Grand Oracle, just the way that acts with the Terra Rosa. Can you imagine how that's going to act with that that scarlet there? The Pyrrole Scarlet. I'll try and lighten you up some more as well. And then we'll let that set a little bit, and then we're also going to start doing a little bit of our freehand stuff here. I mean, we're 53 minutes in. 53 minutes in. You know what? Here, let me start thinking about the edges of these flowers now that that glaze is set a little bit. This is our oxalis plants here. Again, just going to do the edges of these real quick here. Oh yeah, and then we've got the bog myrtle bushes here. Just going to slap some of this down there, and then we're just going to do a glazy thing over the top of that, because reasons. I think this is the only other. So we never did get our red down on that leaf there, so I gotta keep remembering these are leaves, those are not actually flowers right there. They're just leaves. Fine, a little bit lighter green there. Alright. Now let's see if we can do some maybe lighter stuff on the skin here. We got this. You know what, let me get some of my regular Terra Rosa here, wherever the heck you might be. You're probably buried somewhere here. That's brown matter, that's not Terra Rosa. Does this sit over here? Nope. Oh, that's a... Yikes, that's cadmium... Or sorry, that's a cobalt violet there. Now, I'm not quite able to find my Terra Rosa, so we'll just have to make do with what we got. Take this. Alright, fine. I use some of the radiant violet here. We'll throw a little touch of that red in there. So we're making skin tones a little different way, more like what we did on this video right here. I'm going to start throwing a little bit of the lighter, so here, let me need some more thinner in that too. Again, not looking for a pin line wash, but looking for that to just be thinner. And you can see that begins to adhere and to stick there. Why? Because this has been thinned down a little bit. The paint that's on there already is kind of on the thicker side. And the difference between thick and thin, it's always going to vary. It's going to depend on the colors that you're using. It'll depend on just how thick your last application was or how thin it was. You don't have to go from practically right out of the tube to a pin line wash. That's a little bit taken a little bit further than it needs to go. I thought there was some more we needed over there. Try go one. We'll level up it real quick, and then we'll start to work in some of our other areas here. Let me get this. I had to already get some more of my fast mat white out here, I think. Just trying to break this down. Like so. There's no really light colors on here. Not yet. Not just yet. Yeah, this is a 3D print from Highland Miniatures. Printed it out on the Mono X. Printed out at normal size. No, didn't reduce it, didn't enlarge it or anything like that. Just at whatever 100% is. Just realized I need to get some of that over here too. Fine, I'm just going to use that, but even though there's green on that blending brush, I don't really care. Did I get the chin? No, didn't really get the chin there. That hand a little bit more. We did some on the foot there. Yep. Need some of that over here too. Let's get back to the more mid-tone version of the skin tone there. Alright, and that's going to definitely be a whole lot lighter. What about this stuff here? I'm going to grab me this, and we're going to do some stuff on the horsey's eye and that little bit that's over there. Does he? Oh, he's got himself some chompers here. I see those. And I finally start to get some lighter stuff on the horsey's fur. Maybe we actually do some fur texture on this. And again, we're not even an hour in. 59 minutes here, and a level 2 hype train. It was a level 3. I know it was at least a level 2 because we saw ourselves a cookie out there. So I believe it was a level 2 hype train. And thanks to everybody for all the subs and the bits and such. Appreciate that. And especially since that battle with the Idrits continues. We appreciate everybody that has contributed to the that GoFundMe page too. We appreciate that. Those are those need to get some light on them there. You consider this, we're still kind of blocking in colors at this point. We're making alterations. Like I said, there could be some more alterations on whatever's going on here. Here we should probably get a little bit of that lighter fur color down here. That's a fast matte white with a little tiny bit of a radiant blue in there as well. So Green Fairy Studios, if you wanted to share any of your miniatures there too, some of the stuff that you've been painting with the oils, that'd be fantastic. So now we're changing a couple of these things, maybe getting a little bit of detail stuff in there. We'll have to do the same thing with our texture stuff out here that we did with the Tomb Kings, where, okay, it's starting to get into some shadow there where we have to leave it darker. I might actually even try to get a little bit of the green down onto the marble here too, so, or whatever our floor texture is. Possibly some of that over here. I'm not so sure yet. We have plenty of time to make that decision. So more of my light there on the underside of the horsey. Grab a little bit more of this lighter green and get the edge of that oxalis plant leaf a little more there. And of course we'll use our flower tufts on this as well. That's another reason I was trying to save some space here and there for the flower tufts. What is their status of our, okay, so that's reasonably intact. We're gonna start to break this down now. Let's break this down. And start to think about, okay, maybe that's got to be, but I'm going to also start to hit a little bit of my lighter stuff here. I think that will be, we'll go green on that. Oh, that's right, I was going to do some texture on this. Yes, we'll do a textured cloth, because that's what all the cool kids do, right? It's all textured cloth now. It'll be sort of like what we did on our Saruman and our Gandalf. Same thing. So again, just chucking in a little bit of texture here. We're going to be taking our blending brush to that to tone some of that down. There we are. Where's something I can use? Oh, let's even got a little bit of green on there too. So again, not looking to wipe that out completely, but it does tone it down a little bit. Come back again with some of that. Okay, I'm just looking at my reference there. Let's start to do some filigree here. Now that's got some Indian yellow in it. Maybe a little more, and I'm going to break this down a whole bunch here. And we're just looking again to do some filigree type designs, some little pattern type things here. Let me keep breaking this down. Maybe one more round of thinner there. Okay, and now it's time to just start again sketching out some stuff here. I know that I do want that edge to be a lighter. Okay, I guess I got to thin it down even more, and maybe even a little bit more of the fast matte white in there too. A little more even. Grand Oracle, I think I did finally get a chance to do a little combination of the Indian yellow and what is that, the our Perline Crimson, and that for our golds. I still have to try Egyptian Violet combined with the Perline Crimson. Boy, that is going to be quite the atomic combination there too. No, that's got to go this way. And then we basically let that brush get dirtier and dirtier, and that's what kind of makes that recede a little bit. That's what sort of almost gives us our shading, kind of like automatic shading. And then here we're going to try to do some kind of some simple patterns in here. Almost to make it look like this, some kind of embroidery there instead of a specific sort of sewn on pattern that's supposed to read as something. Well, let's see, what would be the most, the most expensive combo would be the Perline Crimson and our Cobalt Teal. Yeah, that's going to be a pricey combo there, Grand Oracle. That would be, what, a Series 6 and a Series 7 combined together? That's a Series 13. That's a Series 13. That is, talk about end of days for your wallet right there. That'll take whatever's left of your wallet and just destroy it. Okay, and the only reason I got those is winter sale. That's it. If it wasn't for the winter super sale, well, we wouldn't have been doing that. And the more of the lighter color that I come in here with, the more that will change. And just I don't even think we have, yeah, we don't have any of that to do anywhere else. It's just kind of this one little section right here. Actually, Grand Oracle, I think that would be the wallets that you find as you try to pickpocket people at the mall to try and recover financially. I think that's maybe that might be the wallet in question. Certainly won't be anything left in yours. Not after the Series 13 combination. Not that we're what is that? We're not paranoid or anything, or superstitious. What happens to a miniature that's got a Series 13 combination on it? And again, we gotta let this set here. We can do a little bit of this now, but then we just have to let that set. Let's do some of that around some of these other areas now. Over here. What was the, oh, it was phthalo green. That's right, that was our combination of phthalo green and a little bit of the Mars yellow thrown in there too to make sure that it stayed warmer. And you notice how that's why we let that combine with the green. See how it's giving me sort of a lighter, we're already starting to get a little bit more to our pattern here just by virtue of this lighter area here. And of course we'll still go lighter than this. There we go. And now let's see, we can do that same deal here. Because we let our yellow be dark. Get the bottom edge of this here. Like so. Figure out what we want to do on the inside of this. Some kind of pattern. Let me maybe thin that down even more. And you just figure out some kind of pattern that goes in here. So probably, okay, that's going to change a little bit as I start to add some more of the It's more of the light to it. Let's do that on this side now. And we're still, what, 1 hour, 15 minutes in. We're just getting underway here. Catch a little bit of the gold on some of these things. Do that over here. And down here. And then some kind of pattern in here. See you later there, Legion of Grey. Hopefully, again, let me see, what's the, oh yeah, this, I'm hoping to get this one maybe ready for tomorrow's stream. And of course, where's the, and maybe, well, again, I don't know if I'll be able to stream on Monday. Might have to either be a Tuesday stream or a Makeup Monday stream. It would be Makeup Armada Monday. That doesn't necessarily flow very well, but there we go. So yeah, Grand Oracle, what I might, there's a couple of things, there's some more of those, what is that stuff, the Battlefleet Gothic bases that I have to paint, and I might throw the Alkids in that too. I mean, it's just something that has to be done anyway, and that would involve also some slow drying colors, so I think that's where we're using the Enjanthrone blue, and actually, oh, we were using the our new Perling Crimson in there too. And those are definitely slow drying colors, as I found out by the color charts. Because those color charts, oh, those took a wee while to dry. Actually, they're still drying. Well, where the paint is thickest. And where it's been mixed in with other stuff, not so much. But now here, yeah, we do it like this, and we just let that paint mix in there as the brush moves across. And don't mind if that green combines with it. It's okay. The green is all around it, so it would, there would be some kind of a reflection of it there. And of course, when we do our film noir, we'll be sure to do one with that Galadriel painting, because that really does show. That's got some good, really good concepts there of that whole taking those warmer colors versus, and something that's more intense versus a cooler color that is much more kind of grayed down. Alright, well, yeah, let's get the line up here. Just down to there. So again, that's going to still get lighter, but not right now. We will try to do that here now. Maybe that should change to something that's more of a gold. And then this may just take some of that. Where's that phthalo green? Maybe a little Van Dyke brown. Oh, there's some dark green right there. And that's not quite a pinline wash. Reasonably close, man, maybe 80% of the way there. Maybe more like 85% of the way there. The beads here, you know, I'll do those too with this green here. So that actually was much closer to a pin line wash than I thought it was going to be. Get that around the edge of this. Suddenly our stuff that's white also seems lighter just by virtue of having this dark next to it. I'm gonna... Nah, that's a little more of the thinner there. Now let me start to think about what we're going to do for our freehand pattern inside here. Now I know with the Imrihel we did the circle. Let me see if I can do sort of a diamond thing here, and then I'm just going to go like this. And then maybe we can put something inside of the diamonds. Yeah, that needs to be moved over this way. That's going to form our diamond. Let me just try and do a couple of these. And what we're actually gonna, it looks very angular right now, but we're gonna sort of round this out. This is almost, I think of this as sort of sketching it out. And we'll play with it some more from there. Alright, Sarge, I still, remember we were talking about maybe a squirrel or some kind of critter has been munching on that? And that just creates, it lets a little bit of water, something get in there, and it just causes some temporary little shorts in the line there. Because again, that's what happened here. So sorry about that, Sarge. Must be mighty toasty down there. Let me move the, there we go, move that down to here. And then we'll change it this way. No, I'm going to change that overall here. Let me just wipe that out. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Let's we stopped it here. Where would that sound? Right about here, maybe then. And then we go like. Let's see, we did that. Okay, we're gonna do it like this. Boy, that's really just kind of disappear into nothingness over there. Hey there, Pura Vida, how you doing? Well, happy Friday / Saturday for you there. You know what? No, we'll go back to what we were originally gonna do here. Gonna bring back the angular pattern there. And I'll try that. So yeah, Pura Vida, I don't know if you saw the painting that we did last night, but that was really fun. It's been really nifty to be able to do some of our Middle Earth stuff again. Okay, and that's gonna go this way. Nope, that got all wonky, so we'll just do this. Whatever. Actually, I'm going to stop that here. Oh, that's what we can do. We can do that here. We'll just keep making these adjustments. So that went all the way down. Did I? Okay, that did go down to that edge. So that means we're going to take this. Do this again. Like that. That's 2 feet. That is a little shy of 2 feet there, right, Sarge? So there is again. That's the Galadriel that we did last night on stream, and sort of complements our Moonlight Galadriel. Actually, I'm gonna have to make sure I kind of, I don't know, but do some kind of side by side with those things if I can. Now it's kind of funny. This is starting to absorb a little bit of the green in it too, which I find hilarious. Now let me just, I'm going to start down here then, which means we're going to do this, and then this. Okay. That helps a little bit. And then we'll just start marching this upwards here. So Pure Vita, it was fun to kind of do sort of a sunrise, sunset. I'm not sure which way that was. It was a sunrise, was it a sunset? Don't really know. Let me get that side over there, and again, I'm just gonna, I think I have to just keep getting some thinner on this. Keep marching this, yeah, we're just gonna sketching this out here. It's gonna get filled in with other designs and stuff, but I just need to, again, sketch that out for right now. Remember what we did with this one on the bridge, right? Well, we cut some things out and made adjustments. It certainly didn't look like that when we first started painting the bridge, did it? That's the nifty thing about doing the freehand with the oils, is that you can make all of those really fun adjustments to it. Again, what are we at? We're 98 minutes in also. We are really just in the infancy of this anyway. And you get that over there. That didn't quite go where we wanted it to go. So we just do that. We just wipe it out. And we'll try it again. The plant is sort of in the way here a little bit. We'll try and work around that. Okay, that's got to just go this way, and that way too. And then here I'm just going to put the easiest to recognize part of the freehand right here at that highest point. Instead of trying to go, well, it would really just disappear there, and then no, I'm just going to have the easiest parts to recognize. Now, where's the X right there? Let me get rid of this. Here. So yeah, this is getting a little bit less of a yellow in it as I keep moving along here, but remember, once this sets, we can come back in with some of our Indian yellow. And that's gonna really change this over, but that's going to almost be more of a dry brush type of a thing. So I think we went like this, and that goes all the way down like that. Yeah, Pura Vida, remember we were having that conversation about, you know, you think that 3D printers have a little bit of troubles associated with them. 2D printing, well, of course, when we think that printing resin is expensive, and then you think, now, of course, I guess if you get a toner style, you know, like a laser printer, that's one thing, but boy, oh boy, those cartridges for the inkjet type printers, those are nasty. Those are so I'll talk about something that's nasty on the wallet, if you can find them. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go like this here. This, and then again another X, and we still have to do this over here. We'll at least have the and then on the across the nose there. And then we're just trying to feel this pattern out. Have no idea what should really be there. Again, it could have been, but it's probably going to be more of a rounded pattern too once we start working back into this. And I'm gonna do an X right in here. We'll get started like that, and remember also too that your darker colors, those are just naturally going to be just physically thinner than these lighter ones, and that actually sort of holds true with the acrylic stuff. So yeah, we'll be going back in with some much darker yellowy stuff. We'll be taking our Indian yellow, of course, mixing that with maybe even some of our what is that, their Perline Crimson. Let me move this over a little here. And then that line's got to come down. That goes over there. This line comes over here. So yeah, or Michael, I don't know, well, let's see. If we ever try to do prints of our of the paintings that I'm doing here, I might have to think about a color laser printer into the old days of using the Epson and trying to do inkjet style prints. Those I mean, it would do a nice job, but it mostly would clog up or do something weird that it was not supposed to do. And you would probably have to waste half of your cartridge just to finally get to the point where it actually did start to print okay. Until you'd had to go through that same misery all over again. Almost there, at least again with the just sketching that out. Do we do it here? We got it here. No, there's still some here. This last little bit here of our sketching. You go like that, and then you go like this. And then it just sort of disappears down in there. And what the heck, I'm also going to try and get a little bit of maybe add some asphaltum here on that. So instead of the Van Dyke, where's I? Well, that asphaltum, we're going to have to really try to break that down with some thinner here. And a little bit of the, some of our Terra Rosa as well. Well, Mars Red. Not so much Terra Rosa. And that's going to take it a little bit further away from our green. So, alright, Michael, hopefully the painting goes well. And I do hope that you get a chance to do some MESBG there at the game store at a certain point, anyways. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit that with the, and we'll come back and do the gold over that. That'll just be a whole lot easier just doing that. So again, this is a 3D print from Highland Miniatures. Oh gosh, what was, I forget what release this is. I did know for a second, but don't quite remember now. Alright, let me see if I can take some, oh, that's not it. There it is. Some of that and some of our Indian yellow here. We'll combine these up. Maybe even throw a little bit of the asphaltum in there so it's not too orangey. Break this down some more here. And I'm actually going to come into here and hopefully it's almost going to look like we got a little bit of a shading happening here. I'm even going to introduce just a little touch of the Van Dyke Brown into that. Hey there, Crazy Wolf. Nice to see ya. Happy Friday / Saturday to ya. I hope that you've got some fun stuff planned for the weekend. I'll darken you up a little bit more there too. And that's even gonna work its way into this. And again, then I'll come back with the lighter colors, and that should also create a little bit more shading right there. Oh, thanks, Pure Vita. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's much better. Here, we're also going to cut into this a little bit here along this, because we don't want just all that yellow sitting right there along the edge. So Pura Vida, some of these references, I liked them so much, I might actually try to do actually a 2D painting of some of the, well, one of the references or something here. I think that could be interesting. Now here, just starting to find a little bit of some dark in there that hopefully starts to bring out that pattern just a bit. It's 27 months worth there. Thank you so much, Crazy Wolf. Oh, we'll have to get some of that too, as again, we will get over here to Bambi. And actually, it's at 24% now, so it's showing about 6.5 hours. Again, that's another piece of our Hobbit Tavern right there. Now, Crazy Wolf, speaking of, how is your printer? Well, I hope that it's been behaving as it's supposed to, of course. I hope that it's doing everything that you want it to do. Yeah, I'm just sort of coming in here with this little bit of dirt. We're just kind of altering this a bit. And then we'll come back in there, like I said, with some of our much lighter colors. This is what I said, how we can kind of reestablish the pattern there. But after I do this darker stuff, then we'll let this alone for a while. And I think we'll work up on the on our damsel there. I think this is maybe this is the lady. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at that. It's from this is the, I almost said Titan Forge. No, this is Highland Miniatures here. So I'll have to take another look at that. Crazy Wolf now. Did you do it with the typical 0.4 nozzle, or did you break out the 0.2 for that one? And of course, I don't know if you wanted to share it in the chat or anything like that. Please go ahead. Gonna darken that up a little bit there too. So good night there, Pura Vida. Here, actually, Pura Vida here. Before you head out, let me show you what we were talking about with that color stuff here. All right, I'm gonna zoom out so we can see this a little easier here. So, okay, now watch especially what happens with the tree. That's a really important thing. So watch this. And yeah, there's still shading there. There's plenty of shading. But now what do we have? We have value contrast, and we have the edge contrast. Gets softer with the edges there, harder with the edges here. But as we bring this back, you can really start to see that cool versus warm. And of course, you can already start to see it a little bit as we get closer to 50% here. Look at this. And we're just about there we are. So you can see that Van Dyke Brown, that becomes a cooler color. Nowhere near as saturated. You were doing with just the 0.4. Well, that's spectacular. Crazy Wolf, holy smokes. That is fantastic. So yeah, that's really cool that you could do that. Alright, again, I'm going to try and alter the shape of this just a smidge here. And we'll do the same now over here. Just like we did again with this, see how that it's like a little more pronounced now, and then it really will be much more pronounced when we get our much lighter color in there. But we have to kind of step away from that after we do all this here. And it was printed in 28mm scale, right? I would imagine it has to be. I'm sure you printed it out in 28mm. Okay, I'm just going to try and work in my essentially darker golds there. So yeah, Pura Vida, and of course it was that particular, now if that was the Winsor & Newton Van Dyke Brown, it really wouldn't have done that, because that's a much warmer color by its nature. But boy, that the Williamsburg version of Van Dyke Brown is really has a lot of coolness to it. So yeah, is this the one here? No, this is one of them here. Again, that's again, sorry I have not had a chance to do the announcement thing yet. It's until this car stuff finally ever gets settled. I'm just gonna have to wait until we get that thing finalized, because that is still driving me bonkers every day. Okay, yeah, that's gonna. We're gonna take some of that down too, and we're gonna come back with our much lighter stuff, but not certainly not right now. You know what? I'm just gonna hit that thing too. Might as well make that change. Pura Vida, it's just an Adepticon thing where folks can sort of do a pre-order on the special brushes there that have the Book of Wappel commandment on them, and then people can pick them up there. But yeah, it's basically an Adepticon thing. Here, let me do this. So printing it in 28 mil. Now, I guess how many pieces were there, Crazy Wolf? And I guess did you print out some of the more detailed stuff on the resin printer? Because that's what I've been doing for some of these terrain pieces, is actually printing out the more detailed stuff on the Mono X's. So yeah, Pura Vida, because Lethal Shadows can't be at Adepticon. Lethal Shadows has other shows that he's doing in March. And that way, you know, some folks can get their hands on a Lethal Shadows brush, and it would be a very special sort of an Adepticon thing. Again, here I'm just cutting into this with some of the darker stuff, so you can see a little bit more there. Also changing the shape of it a little bit. Hey there, Arid. Now, Arid, did you get any more clarity on what you were talking about last night, or is it still up in the air and you say, well, don't know if they're going to pull something like that off or if they're not going to? Hopefully that's not going to happen. And here's hoping that your second round on the antibiotics also helps out too. Here, let me do this. Need a bit more of that in here. And then again, we'll just have to let this have a chance to set for a while, and we have plenty of other things that we can do. Well, we're not even 2 hours in yet. So there is some resin, also some brass rod involved. Crazy Wolf, I'm glad that worked out really well. I already have actually a whole bunch of Hobbit furniture printed out from the Printing Goes Ever On, from his, I don't know, what was it, but well, his last release, because it was, well, he did some Hobbit furniture with the main release, and then when he did the, the customizer. Yeah, when he did the customizer, there was some more furniture and such in there. So Grand Oracle, I have not had a chance to actually put together any of the Printing Goes Ever On Hobbits to see how much smaller they are than all of our others. I'm sure they will be smaller though, because his Hobbits tend to be really, 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 really tiny. So, hey, Arid, please post your Pinterest links there. And of course, Iridican Wife has some jewelry. You got that pretty much ready for sale right now, right, Arid? I didn't want you to have to deal with maybe shipping stuff out when you're still trying to get other things settled. But yeah, you want to share your links or anything like that, please go ahead. And just working a little bit of that dark in here. I think we've almost worked our way all the way around here. I mean, it's kind of weird, right, Grand Oracle? Because sometimes his stuff, just his regular humans, tend to be a lot bigger, especially bigger than, say, maybe Diwali. Kurzlook kind of careens back and forth between, ooh, it's going to be really small this month, and then next month, wow, those guys got big. These guys got a whole lot bigger. I would think, actually, speaking of Kurzlook, basically he's doing Arnor, I think. Which is pretty funny. I'm going to try to, I don't know about, it won't be tonight after the stream because of what we still have to do tomorrow. But hopefully maybe tomorrow night I'll be able to set up some stuff on the resin printer again. Grand Oracle and Crazy Wolf have gotten very spoiled. Like I was able to put that new print on the bamboo and just maybe in less than 2 minutes or something like that, from print sitting on that plate to next print going, because, well, there's, you don't have to put on the gloves and do this and do that. You get kind of spoiled with that. Then you go back to the resin style printing. It's okay, gloves and masks, and you gotta stir the vats and everything. Boy, you really get spoiled. Now, Irid, I know you don't really want to deal with doing an Etsy page or something like that. And obviously, I don't think you want to deal with Feebay either, right? I don't think so. So there's a little bit of dark in there. But now we'll start to work in some lighter stuff in other areas. Also, maybe some darker greens here too. Let's see if we can do some of that. So yeah, Crazy Wolf, that I didn't realize how quickly I was going to get spoiled here as I add some darker green. Oh look, we still have our crazy little blending brush here. I'm just going to make this go back a little bit in time here to something that's a little darker. Wow, look at that. That green has certainly set a little bit more now. Again, I gave it some time, right? Might even go a little bit further. That's we don't have Perline black out here. This is just, was that the phthalo green mixed with a little bit of the Van Dyke brown. So Irid, here's hoping that this second round works out, does what it needs to do. And actually, Irid, well, you were going to be streaming probably tomorrow, well, Saturday night again. Well, no, it is Saturday here. Finally is Saturday. So I believe you'll be streaming on Saturday. Now, Crazy Wolf, that is certainly something I have not tried yet. Pretty much everything has just been the black, the matte black stuff. Again, look at this. You're just taking that blending brush here. Look at, so see this big old green blob there. Oh, how's about we zoom back in again? There we go. Just wondering why that suddenly was looking really small. Again, just doing this little bit of tap, tap, tap here. So see, we've now we've got a little bit more going on with the folds there. So, again, everybody please give Erica a follow. Some fabulous jewelry. Okay, that's better. Same over there. Yeah, so this green is actually kind of started to set a little bit. And as I work on some of these other areas, hopefully all the stuff that we did in here is going to set, and then we'll come back with much lighter stuff there. No. Let me take our brush here. That's almost a little bit of brushstroke maintenance right there, and all that means is we're just trying to get rid of some of the extra brush strokes. That's all. Okay, what do I have? So I do have some paper towels here. And just try and get some of that green out of here. Now I'm going to try and get some lighter skin tones in there. Well, I guess I still do have some fast matte white. We'll break that down a little bit here. Maybe get some on the sword as well. But I'm going to start thinking about some eyes over here. Maybe thin this down a little more. Over there, of course, we'll get our darks back into that too. And let me get this stuff here on the, well, hat. Not really a hat, but whatever. Actually, it was seeing this that sort of gave me the idea for the, at least the start of the pattern on our gold thread. Again, that's going to change a whole bunch when we add in our lightest light there. Again, just going to take that and just let that work its way in, just brushing that in. And see if I can maybe also do a little bit of translucency on that. So that has gotten a bit lighter now. I want it to be a little bit different shade than the green. Now, do I still have some of my lighter skin tone here? I'm just gonna get me some more fast matte white out here again. That's from Gamblin', and really love these things here. They just make things so much easier. Crazy Wolf, I think they have a translucent PLA too, right? Crazy, or I think at least a semi-translucent. Looky who has joined us. It's Eridican Games. Eridican Games, nice to see you again. Thank you so much for the raid. Everybody please give Eridican Games a follow. So Eridican Games, did you get your is your video all edited and rendered and such? I know there was a lot of work to do on that, so hopefully that all worked out really well. So great to see you again there, Erid. I hope that, again, you're doing reasonably well and that your video turned out. And, of course, if there's anything that you want to share in the chat there, please go ahead and do so. No. That's got to come further down this way, and that has to go further up. We're going to lighten up that cheekbones here a little bit more, and then I'm also going to try and get some more of my, well, not that much. I need a little bit of rosiness here. Also on that side, we have a bunch of green there. Well, obviously there's a bunch of green on this. So again, everybody please give Eridican Games a follow. So yeah, crazy. Well, I'm trying to think of some of the crazy. Oh, geez, I'm going to be sticking my finger on that. Okay, so we're not going to be doing those flowers anytime soon. Well, that'll be one of those kind of last thing that we do or whatever. Since that's going to be very difficult to do without bashing into it all the time. Yeah, we need to get something lighter here on this too. And we'll do a bit more here. Try and do something on the chin there, maybe. Let me see if we can... well, I'll start to get some of our golds on the sword handle there, too. Maybe back to my blending brush over here. Well, my micro blending brush anyways. Let me get into maybe this. Hopefully this is not too light. Okay. Now we're starting to get a little bit of a eyebrow thing happening there. We'll certainly be coming back in to do more with that. I better get a little bit more of my lighter skin tone on that. Oh, on the feet here, on the little tootsies, let's get some light down there. I could swear they've got some rings. See, that's either that or those are some support nubs or something like that. Could go either way. See if I can get a little more light on the back of the hand over there. Okay, good. So we have some of our fast matte out here again. I'm going to take a little bit of my Indian yellow here. And then we've got a whole bunch of the fleur-de-lis here. And maybe that is another... That's probably what I was going to try and put those inside the little our crosshatch things. There was the some fleur-de-lis in there. Is that a fleur-de-lis? Is that just a... maybe that was even supposed to be a gemstone there. Not sure. But yeah, these flowers here, I'm not really going to mess with those too much, because otherwise I'm just going to keep wiping those out again and again. But yeah, no, I don't really see anything that would be a gemstone over there. Let's see what I can do on top edge of this here real quick. Just a little something there. And that's got a little bit of our Indian yellow in it. But we'll also have to remember to come back and get some orange in our golds. So that certainly stands out a little bit more. Let's get some reflected light on there as well. Micro blending brush. Let the new stuff blend in there. I'll probably come back into that with maybe some of the little bit of our green too. I think that's also middle there. We might have to do a little bit of green on that. Also going to be thinking about this the saddle here. I'm going to maybe try and do something on that. A little some kind of pattern here maybe. Something, again, something real simple here. Nothing crazy. Just a little quick something. That's all. And again, thinking about doing the fleur-de-lis inside inside all of our little diamond shapes. I also start thinking about what we're going to do with that. But I'm working all these other areas here. Not going to be working in the... not going to mess with that stuff. I'm going to let that set for a while here. Plenty of other things we can work on. Let's not be hasty little hobbitses. So to get a little bit more Matera Rosa in the... these two. Well, it'll be interesting trying to squeeze that down in there, but I think we'll have to get some. And let's get, there we go. We got that to be made a little bit lighter. This thing too. I'm gonna come back again. Boy, this really is, this is just about white. It's not 100% white, but boy, it is definitely very light. Let me see if I can get this up around the shoulders a little lighter here. Micro blending brush again. And where are we at? So we're only a little over 2 hours here. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Remember what this looked like when we first started out. And of course we were doing the darker primer here. Instead of the pre-glaze stuff. I was actually looking forward to doing some regular pre-glaze on this. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do it with that other scope that, once again, I'm going to try and have that ready for tomorrow's stream. Well, the Saturday stream. Because now we are 30 minutes into Saturday here. Yeah, I'm going to try and get a little bit of the lighter stuff here. Again, a little bit of what looks like filigree. Maybe some of that on here. Again, just to create the impression that it's there. Now on this, I want to see if I can create a little something different here. It's going to be more like some circles here. This is what I was originally going to do on the horse's barding, but I'll just do that here on the lady. Yep, I'm going to start it up here. And of course we also have to stretch and pull this a little bit too, so they won't be perfect circles. They'll almost be more like some ovals that have been dragged around pretty much. Where's my... okay. That will start over here and there, and then this one can go right there. Let me get a little bit more of a little more mid-tone on that. Oh, this thing too. That's got an awful lot of the lighter yellow on it. I'm going to take the Perline red. Once again, some of the Indian yellow again. That's going to hopefully turn this quite the intense orange, minus all that green that just got on the brush. So crazy. Well, boy, oh boy, how many hours was it to print that? Now, obviously, not every piece is going to take up 200 grams of resin or something, or of PLA, but that had to take a little bit of time and a little bit of PLA. And Crazy Wolf, if you have any pictures of it or whatever that you might want to share, please go ahead and do that too. Sorry, I knew there was something I meant to ask you and I kept forgetting. Now get it, it's been a very distracting day here. So again, just trying to establish this this orange in here. And again, this is a couple of translucent colors that have gone into this. So that's, again, mostly Indian yellow, and then some of the, a little bit of our Perline red. There's some of the orange up there. Take it a further step away from the green, especially in some of the shadows there. think, yeah, okay, a little bit of that over there, and now some up here on the top of this. And then down into the shadow. Because the bottoms, that would be more of our green there. It's fine, I'm just gonna darken the side of that, and I'll also break this up a little. Throw some more of that there, and then maybe even soften some of that pattern up again before we come back into it with some of our lighter stuff. So in effect, a lot of the stuff that I did here was kind of acting almost a bit as like a bit of a sketchy type of a thing. When we did that with the, remember, with our all the freehand on our Candish stuff, it was kind of the same sort of idea. Alright, I'm going to take knock that down a little bit. This too here. Now I've also got my much darker stuff up here. And actually I'm going to change this. Change up the pattern here a little bit. So that starts to almost kind of incorporate itself with that, and then maybe here, well, do something like this maybe. Nah. Change that back again, because we can do that. And that more, yeah, here, this is a better idea here. So like I said, we can make changes to our freehand. I certainly like that pattern much better. Don't necessarily have to abandon the plan right away. Just I saw something here that I thought was going to work out better. I said, yeah, I'm just gonna do that instead. Hey there, Ingones, nice to see ya. Happy Saturday. Yes, and it's now finally Saturday here. Hopefully your Friday was as good as possible. Boy, I'm going to try and get a little bit of the light here. But I think, yeah, in a few minutes I might just again run and change the setting on that printer so that it won't change it a ton. It'll maybe print 45 minutes to 55 minutes faster. I have not used the ludicrous setting. Actually, Crazy Wolf, have you used the ludicrous setting at all? I have not used that yet. I do the sports setting most of the time, but yeah, I haven't done the ludicrous setting yet. So great to see you again there, Ingones. Let me get some more of my lighter stuff up here. Maybe a little bit down on the end of that too. I might even throw a little bit of that sort of semi-translucent kind of orangey stuff here. Again, so what I'm purposely trying to do is kind of break up that pattern. You know, I'm almost tempted, because I like what I saw there. I might actually do that over here. So I might actually be making a bit of a change. Let me try this in a couple of places here and see if that is something that I want to do. Nah, not, well, here, let me try something. Some of the Indian yellow, some of this. Nah, I'm just gonna make that back to what it was. I'll bring it back. Get some of my fast matte white in there. So yeah, I thought so, Grand Orc, and two, also that's I'm guessing that the closer you get to the ludicrous setting there, the closer you get to potential spaghetti. Yeah, I can imagine how much that thing will be bouncing around. Now, of course, we're lucky that the table that it's on is it's not really a table. It's actually a piece of wood that's screwed into the wall and down into the concrete floor. It's really hard to get any more stable platform for it. So yeah, just to me, there just hasn't been any need to do something like that. It would probably end up, with so many weird things or such lack of resolution that it really would be very difficult to paint anyway. Now I'm going to start thinking about some of the much lighter lights on things like the golds here too. Yeah, let me see if I can lighten up that a bit. And then the sword. Nah, maybe I need to actually maybe go the other way on the sword here. So where's there's some of our Egyptian violet and maybe now some of our Indian yellow. And that's going to work its way here into against some of these golds here. I have to start thinking about doing the eyes here too. So yeah, that just didn't seem to me, Grand Orga, like there just really was no need to go that much with the speed. Yeah, that middle setting, that's more than good enough. And I don't really think it needs to be that much faster. I mean, it's would be nice, but it's not that essential. Yeah, that's a little bit of the Egyptian violet, a little bit of the Indian yellow in there too. Might even throw a little bit of that into some of this. Again, the darker that gets, the more our lighter pattern is really going to show up there. Again, trying to take away a little bit of the crosshatch nature of this pattern here. There. So thanks Armored Wolf for posting the there's the YouTube and the Instagrams, and of course we have one of the chariots that's up on the YouTube channel. I'm going to be trying to either get maybe another one of the Ushabtis, maybe the Anubis type, posted on there. I don't know, about probably maybe Sunday or something like that. Again, you remember how kind of prominent that was, but now we've taken some of that down, and you can see how the gold's there on the this and the sword, those start to stand out. It'll be the same thing on the rest of the figure. Now let me see if I can. I got some of my fast matte white out here. See what I can do on that sword blade here. I'm just gonna throw a little bit of thinner down here and hopefully just use this to break that up. So Grand Oracle, I think was the Boy Scout stuff is not on tap for this weekend. I think there's still a swim meet though, but the Boy Scout, well, that's not happening. So maybe you have a little bit of Grand Oracle time, hopefully. You know, I'm gonna get a little bit of the light down here. We're gonna try and get some edge on that sword. Same thing on this side now. Get a little bit of the light on the underside there, and then carry that down the center. Blending brush of some kind here. Just push that way. Same thing over here. Just using this as a blending brush. I'm going to try and get me some of my Prussian blue in here. So we got some Prussian blue sitting over here, or is that Indanthrone blue? No, that's Prussian blue. And on the other side, yeah, let that blend in there a little. Bring back our lighter edge to that here. Also, let me see if I can get a touch of that onto our gold area there, and now onto the center of the sword blade here. Let me get this off of this brush here real quick so we can use it as a blending brush again. Well, it's a micro blending brush, that's for sure. Now, oh, here, let me get some of the... Let me see if we can also... I don't know, maybe the texture stuff here on the cloth, I'm going to not do that. I think that'll just be distracting. We have a whole bunch of other things happening here with freehand stuff, so I think we're going to not do the texture stuff here. We're going to switch gears away from that. Like so. So I'm just trying to smooth some things out here. Nope, I'm going to have to get some of the green off of that thing, that's for sure. Oh, thanks, Grand Oracle. How long? Oh, so 2 hours, 34 minutes so far. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of that green. I mean, it's sitting there on the brush. Why not let some of that work its way onto the figure here? Also in there. Also over here. Around the back there. Down into that shadow. And then we can come back in here with some more lights, of course. So I'm gonna best do some more stuff on the face here, I think. Let me just get this paint out of the brush here. Let me see, because the nose, yep, that needs to be light, and also maybe the forehead too. Little more light. There we go. Now I see some eye brow slash eyelid action over there. See if I can get this strap on the chin there. Nope, not yet. This does not have a whole bunch of thinner in it, I'll tell you that. Also, too, we have no death grip on that brush, do we? We caress the brush, we do not crush the brush. Otherwise, there'd be no way I could actually get at that. And it would be pretty much impossible. Now let me see if I can do something with some eyes here. Take some of the excess paint off there. Here's one. Got to make sure this one is looking in the same direction. I'm trying to get a little more of the eyelid. Okay, there we go. So he's definitely popping a little bit of an attitude right here. Yes, indeed. Usually, and instead of having the miniature look straight forward, a lot of times you want it kind of maybe looking off to the side or something like that. And that does tend to make it look a little bit more interesting. Now, I might add some of that Van Dyke brown into my darks. Now I'm going to actually go a little darker even with some of what we've done here. Now, Grand Oracle, get sorry to be keeping you up so late here all these nights. I realize it's a Friday into Saturday, and there's not the Boy Scout stuff, but sure, there's still things you'll have to do. So, and sorry about the later starts here. I'm hoping maybe that not this Saturday, but maybe next Saturday it could be a bit of an earlier start, so that we could kind of go longer, and maybe have kind of multiple figures. A little bit more like our Saturday challenge. Who knows? Maybe it could be a whole bunch of little hobbitses. The printing goes ever on hobbitses. Because I would like to put a bunch of those together. Again, that would be the customizer stuff, right? With the crazy umbrellas and stuff. So things that we didn't maybe get a chance to paint in the first batch of hobbitses. Oh boy, that is a whole bunch darker there. That's for sure. Now that I was thinking more of a green. Let me try something like this here. And it's a whole ribbon. That's what that is, okay? And that'll just end right there. Oh god, that's right, Grand Oracle. I have all the new fellowship that I printed out, because we don't have enough Gandalfs. Right, Grand Oracle, we officially don't have enough of them, so we clearly need to paint more. All right, let me see what happens. I'm just gonna add some of this radiant green to what I have, and we'll want to see if we can get some of our little beads a little later here. We got some down here as well. A little later on this, I do like that darker green that's there. I don't want to lose too much of that. Hey, War Master, nice to see ya. Happy Saturday. Just going to use that to blend in a little touch of that. There we go. And maybe we can get some of our... We haven't done any of the... Trying to lighten up our grain here. So thanks, War Master. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, let me get this down in the corner here too. And hopefully that's picking up a little bit of what's there, and then that will darken down what's on the brush a little bit. Let me see, I think this, I'm going to try and play around a little bit with our filigree on this. With some of this lightest, basically going to be the lightest light that I can do here. And the whole idea is to kind of, again, make it look like it's sort of embroidered in there. I don't want to do every last little bit of this with this lighter tone. We can only do certain parts of it here. I think probably on this outer edge, because that's where it would be catching the most light. There we go. And again, we not even 3 hours in yet. So last month was Pegasus Nights. Oh, and that's right, the Sea Elves. Okay. I remember seeing the email with the test, with the render. But yeah, again, sorry to keep you later there, but here's hoping you get yourself some sleep. It's I'm gonna be running short on sleep myself tomorrow too, because it's gonna be an early day. Can't chase in that paperwork stuff again. Alright, so that definitely, it's got a little bit of a filigree look to it right there. And there's not necessarily a ton of thinner in this. We're kind of going a little bit, a little more opaque. Alright. And now let me see if I can do a little something like this here. Again, where it's almost a little bit more rounded. Not quite so angular. It's not quite what I was looking for. Okay, that might just help there. Okay, then maybe that is gonna work out alright. Yeah, that just might work then. So again, remember that was looking very, very angular, and now it's a little different pattern right there. Thanks, Grand Oracle. Well, of course, what I can try and do is do a video, right? We can use this, and, well, gee whiz, we print another one, because we can do that, and maybe then turn it into a video. Maybe a multi-part video. And, well, and then take advantage of some of the drying time. So again, just trying to work a little something into these things here. A little something into that, and then also here. So yeah, that went from just a basic little kind of a rick-rack pattern to something a little more elaborate now. Yes, oh yeah, definitely do all of the, take all the episodes, turn them into highlights. So yeah, that really did change that around. Now here, let's see if we can do some of that. Maybe on this side now. And just start in the easier to reach areas here. That, well then, that sounds like a plan there, right, Grand Oracle? Well, that's what I was, I mean, heck, I wanted to do a whole army painting series, right, on the Bretonnians. That's why I was so glad that, oh, not one, but two different sculptors did the Bretonnians. Either that, or at least it's just part of the Old World series. If anything, at least that. Yeah, see, that really changes that up. Wow. So you have a good night there, Grand Oracle. Yeah, thanks for being here. Appreciate that. No, don't want that to get too thick there. And here, let me change this around a little. Now that is sort of in shadow there, so I don't know if I want to go too light with that. Thanks, Grand Oracle. Oh, geez, this is the other thing I gotta do too. Change the printer, and oof, we need ourselves some more medicine, don't we? Yeah, we'll have to get her some of that too. So here, let me work in that light up there. Come on. We'll also have to get a little more, speaking of light, we'll have to get some of that on the horse's legs as well. Get, again, some of the stuff inside here, but I can always come back again and do some more. So yeah, we're gonna have to come back in there, and I might just do that right now with what I've got over here. Just change this a little bit here. And then that way I can come back in with my lighter color there. Yeah, I'm just going to change that up, and then we'll come back into that. Here, let me white that out a little bit more. Okay, that's better. That is a little too light for that being in shadow. Okay. Hey there, Surface Tension. How you doing? Surface Tension, I think these ones are getting, well, who knows? Maybe their oats are getting a little bit, maybe a little bit of performance enhancing oats or something like that. So Surface Tension, if you want to share your Chaos Knights, please go ahead and do that. Well, maybe they're more like Chaos Warriors, not really Chaos Knights. That would be more the cavalry, really. And hopefully those have been going good. And Surface Tension, I've actually been telling folks about the much better Casket of Souls that you discovered. So yeah, I'm going to try and snag that file maybe after the stream tonight or tomorrow, something like that, so that I can try and print that out. Because that certainly looks more like our Casket of Souls, at least the Casket of Souls we remember, right? Hilarious as the Handbag of Souls is, that's not quite what we're looking for. Yes, we want a Casket of Souls, not a Handbag of Souls. Convenient, right? Because you can take it on a plane with you and everything else, and it's just a little bit of carry-on, but no, we need something a little more, a little closer to an actual Casket of Skulls. And of course, Surface Tension, please go ahead and share your links there so that people can see what you've been doing. Now I'm going to try and do the same here. And we'll put our little bit of a fleur-de-lis in there. So everybody please check out those Shmoom Kings there by Surface Tension. Let me put this over here. And we complete that up there, okay? There. And then we gotta do the same deal over here. We have to make it a little bit of a change there, turning that into our oval. And I use this to again change stuff up over here, because we can. Yeah, surface tension, I think that would be really nifty. Now, I forget what the original base size was for that, but I'm sure it's different now. Because, well, everything is different. Well, like this is 60 by 40, right? Thank you so much. Appreciate that surface tension. Boy, oh boy, we are... Yeah, surface tension. I'm going to have to go get me some more medicine there. We're all plumb out of medicine. Hey there, Doji. Nice to see ya. Happy Saturday to ya. Of course, Doji, if you want to share your Takore stuff in the chat too, all the fabulous oil painted things, go ahead and do that. Here. And we'll again try and get that little bit of a fleur-de-lis inside there. And that was a little thicker than I wanted that to be. It's okay, we'll come back with our... we'll be coming back with others, don't worry about that. Well, Doji, yeah, it was... I was able to get a few of those pork tenderloins we were talking about in the last stream. They were definitely on a super sale. When I went to try and snag some more of them today, those were not around anymore. So I'm glad at least I got a couple of them. I wish I could have gotten a couple of more today and just chucked them in the freezer. Alright, let me get that little bit of the round. There we go. Yeah, surface tension. It's been it's been so long since the old one. I don't know if it was maybe 75 by something. Might have been 75 by 50. I don't know what it was originally. I don't even know if it actually went on a base. I'm not even entirely sure it went on a base. So everybody please check out the link that Doji posted. And some fabulous oil painted figures there. Thanks, Doji. I wasn't actually going to do it green. I was going to do it the Indanthrone blue until I... these were AI references here, Doji. I'll actually send you these. Oh yeah, that's right. Surface tension. The reference pictures. I real quick, just minutes before the stream, literally, just went on to AI and I think I typed in Bretonnian damsel on a horse. I think I might have even tried to say with heraldry. But I didn't say green. Actually, when I tried to give it a blue and gold, it really went very cartoonish. But these were kind of nifty, I have to say. Yeah, and of course surface tension, it was super handy with this, right? It was very handy for that because we had 4 AI images. It seems to generate, for the most part, 4 of them. Sometimes it only does 2, but most of the time it generates 4 of them. And that is that's definitely been really helpful. Let's see if I can get the Light along the edge of that, and maybe a little bit there too. Now let me see what I can restore here. Not too much of that. Yeah, and of course surface tension, every so often you just go, what in the world were you thinking? And sometimes the AI just has some questionable artistic choices. But still, it is a very handy resource. Because I tried to just do the usual Google search, and boy, there was just nothing to be had. At least not anything like what I actually needed. So I just kind of suspected that the AI could be a really handy resource for generating things like these reference pictures. Surface tension, there's I think there's also some the Patreon tutorials, but all of the dwarf stuff, anything that's got Moria on it, right? Because well, you can see here even this, right? That's off-camera lighting. So anything, our Khazad-dûm dwarves, the Moria stuff, or our Moria Fellowship, any of those should definitely have, for sure, that's going to have some of the off-camera light sourcing. I also have some busts and stuff too. But check out anything that's kind of related to Moria streams. That should definitely have it for you. And of course, we do save all of our sessions here as highlights. Let's see if I can get one more of the ovals in here. Like that. There we go. Hey there, Bithron. Actually, surface tension, maybe I could try and find some for you and shoot you some links or something like that. So yeah, and there might be some on the YouTube channel. Just some maybe some past sessions or whatever. So yeah, let me see what I can scare up for you. So Bithron, I hope that you're doing really well. Great to see you. I know that the work situation is not exactly what you were wanting, as far as the days and the hours and such. Yeah, up here now. This will be a bit of a challenge up there. And we're going to throw a little bit of our light around that. There, let me work in a little more of my light there, and then also here. That's good, Bithron. I know you were not super thrilled with how that was about to play out. Let me see if I can also do the same here, just a little more light there. Not too much, because I do want that to sort of be in shadow a little bit here. Fine, I'll go a little bit further with that. Can't see that over here because it's kind of blocked. And now again, it was, we altered the pattern that we were originally going to do on the cloth over there. Ah, that's good, Bithron. Hopefully you'll be able to maybe get in, play some games or something like that. I know you were wanting to do some painting too, but maybe just chill out with a little bit of a game with all the superhero stuff that you did. And that surface tension, yeah, I'm really I just loved all the Tomb King stuff that you've been posting. It's really incredible to see all that. And hopefully the Chaos stuff is just as fun as the Tomb Kings were. Alright, also need to get a little of the lighter filigree out here as well. Just kind of along the edge here. And along there. Now remember, the flowers, we're just gonna, that's be the last thing that we fool around with, because otherwise we'll just have too many instances where I'm wiping that paint off of there. Yeah, Bithron, I mean, believe me, that is exactly what I would try to do. I would love to be able to just, even if it's just a couple of test turns or something like that, and it wasn't a full-on game or whatever. I would really love to be able to do that. Where's my... yeah, I need to just take some of that away. And now, again, we got to do... this one will be a little bit tricksy, because we got to get underneath this stuff. We also have to do that side of the horse's nose. But I think... yeah, we'll come back in and we'll do some other little cleanups on these things too. But at least that's a... again, kind of a basic representation there. Obviously, we could take a ton more time and spend hours and hours and hours doing this. That's what you can do also with your stuff, right? You spend as much time as you need or have or whatever. If you're looking to do things for a contest or something like that, well, you're probably going to want to spend additional time. Hopefully what this does is it gets you to the point where then you can much faster to where you're working on really all the little extra things that you want to add, whether it is freehand or whatever. Hey there, M-Toys, how you doing? Yeah, Bithron, that's what I'll certainly be doing with all the MESBG stuff, right? Is just doing solo things. So M-Toys, if you want to share some of your drawings or some of the painting that you've been doing in the chat, please go ahead and do so. Everybody, please give M-Toys a follow. Yeah, now Surface Tension. I was wondering, you'll have to send me some pics of how those are working out there. Again, a little bit more than just the individual guys. That's what I was kind of hoping, was to somehow get all this stupid car insurance stuff in the rear view mirrors so that I could do one of our Saturday challenges with at least a couple of figures, if not maybe 5 or 6 or 10. That's I don't know, maybe we'll either get some of our Hobbitses put together, or if I can get some more of the Bretonnians ready. It really does depend on what I'll be able to prep. Heck, it could be Song of Ice and Fire stuff, I don't know. I would prefer it to be some MESBGs so I can get further along with getting the armies done. You know what, I'm going to go later on that side of that fleur-de-lis. I have to still come back in and change some things on that, but let me see if I can. Yeah, I'm just going to have to solidify that edge there. Maybe this one a little bit more too. And then we got to do the stuff on the horse's nose there. So yeah, M-Toe is Now I know with with the Warhammer Old World, the magic is a little bit different. You don't have to worry about a magic pool of dice anymore. I think you just keep casting spells until you run out of spells. Instead of before, it was, well, I would like to do this spell and this spell, but I only have so many casting dice. So it's interesting because that's still a mechanic in Middle Earth strategy battle game where you only have so many wheel points. Once you use those up, that is it. And yeah, surface tension. And that's something I talk about in the army painting videos. Is well, and that's where the color test figure comes in, right? Because there you're trying to get an idea of, okay, how long is this going to take? And, well, all right, I would love to be doing this, this, and this on every miniature, but time says I can only do this. And maybe the this, this, and this happens on things like, well, characters, heroes, champions, that sort of stuff. Alright, I'm going to get a little... Oh, there's... we don't want to forget this part of our pattern here. I'm going to see if I can't take a little bit of this lighter... Gotta go with this lighter green. Now this is sort of in shadow here, so we can't go too crazy making this lighter. I'm going to see if I can lighten the edge of that green a little bit. Remember, we brought in the darks. Here, let me get a little bit of this yellow into there. Blending brush, did we just... Yeah, that's got a little of our cleaner in there, so I'm just going to make sure that that's dry. There we go. Blending brush there. Ooh, also over there. Just saw a whole rough edge sitting over there. Said, no, let's get rid of that. Alright, so now we got a little more, touch more light there on that green. Get me some more of this over here. And there. Yeah, that green was getting a little bit on the cooler side. We want that to be a warm green, of course. Don't mind that that's a cooler green. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna, speaking of cooler green, I'm gonna get a little bit more of the light there to throw into that. Okay. Now, Intoys, have you been able to, I don't know if you've maybe caught some gameplay vids there to, on, doing Warhammer Old World, and I guess too, be curious to see if the only real way to be able to play Tomb Kings is just to have tons and tons and tons of skeleton archers, because that was the only playable method before. It was, for whatever reason, Tomb Queen Khalida, I have no idea what she did, especially with the archers and stuff. Maybe it made them a little bit better, or they could, well, I think they can always move and shoot or whatever, but so yeah, MTLA's, the one thing that's, it's maybe not a bad idea to have a whole bunch of extra lich priests or whatever, so that you can raise lots of skeletons again and again and again. And essentially basically tar pit the other player. So you have tons of skeletons. You keep basically bringing them all back to life so that they can't kill your unit, and eventually you've got their unit just kind of trapped. And that's when you take your monsters and then you start hitting them from the sides and the flanks and everything else. And then all of a sudden their combat resolution starts to go away. You start to maybe kill them a little bit, and then maybe they break and run. Oh, so you're doing a league. Is it sort of an escalation league or something like that, M-Toys? I've never done one of those. I've heard about them a whole bunch. Never actually had a chance to do something like that. Let me see what I can do in here. Yeah, there's a little bit of raggedness going on here. Let me just clean that up a little bit too. So it's a slow go. Well, that's I guess that's so people can kind of keep up with the painting of it and stuff, M-Toys or whatever. And hopefully, folks will also be painting stuff. I mean, it's not like it has to be some kind of perfect paint job or something like that, but certainly would be nicer than, well, just a mound of gray plastic, right? Oh, let me get that blending brush again here. Blending brush again. Now, let me see what I can do. I'm going to get the... Where are you at? There you are. Gonna get me some of my Van Dyke brown here for some stuff on the base, I think. And a lot of this, I'm just probably going to be covering that more with some of the flock or whatever. Oh, some leaves too, dried leaves, the cut leaves. It's been a little while since we put those on the base. We'll darken you up a little bit more here. The oxalis plants, yeah, don't really want to affect those too much. Let me see if I can, where's my green here? So some of the Van Dyke brown, some of the green. To darken some of this. When in doubt, make things darker. And that's what I'm going to do here, is try and darken some of that. Where's potential blending brush? Right here. Ah, yeah. A little more of our dark underneath the horse's eye there. That also makes this stand out a little bit more. I'll get a little bit of my darker green up here. Whoops, that don't belong there. Gee, that was really difficult to fix, wasn't it? I had to spend like a whole microsecond doing that. I'm quite exhausted after fixing that. Let's see if I can get me a little bit of light under here too. Where's that blending brush again? I'm just going to restore some of the light on that edge. I don't know, I'm going to also try to lighten this up a little bit. As you can see, hashtag no layers. Hashtag no layers. Not necessary with the oils. Don't have to do that. Why spend a whole lot of time doing stuff you don't have to do? Ask not what you can do for your oils, but what they can do for you. I want to see if I can here with some of this. A little bit of a lighter edge on the top of that belt, and let me see if I can do the same over here. Just reach in there and do that. See if I can get a little more of the green highlight on that ribbon there. Let me see if I can lighten this up around the horse's eyes a little. This guy does need a touch of reflected light. It's right next to all this basically white over here, so gotta figure out somehow to get some reflected light there. What is that here? No reflected light here yet. We need a bunch of that here. Also some of it over there. Let's see if I can get some here. I'm just gonna get some fast matte weight out here again. Again, that's our fast matte weight from Gamlin. I do really like the little squeezy things like this. I need a little more than that. Okay, that should take care of it. So it starts at 500 points there. MTO is, what does it eventually get up to? Or does it go in increments of 500? So paint water, I'm really interested to see what, and of course that Tuxlari factory does great bases, and they, well, they do nifty terrain. Now the other nifty thing that, well, Titan Forge also does terrain, and I just, they also did some Arab style terrain. I would love that from my Easterlings, I think maybe. I have to figure out if that is actually one of the months where I think that might have been one of the very first Titan Forge things that I did, and I just didn't even realize they had terrain. Oh, I gotta look at the Titan Forge. They've got tents. Speaking of Bretonnians, their Bretonnian release had tents in it. So 1,000, 1,250, so, and basically around increments of, well, okay, it goes 250, then another 2, then to 500. It's kind of funny, Landrest. I have at least 4 different versions of portable phone chargers, right? I have one that's kind of not terribly powerful. I have one that is more powerful. Then I have, well, it's the same kind of thing that you would use to start up a dead car battery, which you can actually use as a very powerful portable phone charger. Just going to use this as a bit of a blending brush here. Come on, there we go. Now back to a little bit of the lighter color there, and also on the sleeve here, I think. Ah, there's some of my fast mat weight right there. And try and get a little more light on the edge of some of the base here, again, where the horse is not cast in shadow. I was tempted to put actually a little bit of maybe some green or something like that on the base too, but again, we have all that foliage that's gonna go there. That'll just have to be enough to provide our green on the base here. There'll be plenty of that. And there we go. Because yeah, those are really handy, those phone chargers there, and I can just have it going, right? And it may not recharge it necessarily, but at least it keeps it, you know, if it's at 70% or something like that, pretty much just keep it there, or maybe even push it up a point or two. You see, I might get a little, oh yeah, here, let's get a little bit of the lighter stuff on the blossoms here, or the bulbs. They're not really blossoms yet. Now I think here's another place where I can maybe get away with some of my lightest light here. So something like this here. Down here. Yeah, now that's starting to stand out. We did a couple of pin line washes in there a while ago. And of course, was this about 4.5 hours in? Yeah. 4.5 hours ago. This was just primer. Yeah, there was no freehand or non-metallic metals or skin tones or anything. It was just primer. 4.5 hours ago. And I had to figure out a color scheme too. I had no idea what I was going to do on this color scheme wise or freehand pattern wise until we actually started painting it. And that's why, let's see, episode 2 of every army painting series is called the color test figure. And it literally is that now sometimes it's, I know what color scheme I want to do, but I need to see, okay, how long is it going to take? How do we execute that color scheme the best, fastest way possible? And then there's other times, like, well, with our Tyrannid series or this, where I just say, well, no idea what I want to do. I'm just going to slap some paint on there, see what happens. Whatever color scheme emerges, that's what we'll do. That is too much. I think I can use this as a blending brush here. Just a little light brush away, that's it. Have to do the same thing over here too. No big deal. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I was able to get a little the little highlight dot there on the eye. Little more reflected light on the fleur-de-lis there. That might be a little too wide. I'm going to try to take some of that away here. Yeah. Now more of our, a little bit more like right here along the edge of the reins here. See, nope, that's too much of the light. I'm gonna just come back here. We've got our, yeah, we're gonna have to really get some thinner in that. There we go. That went a little sideways there, no big deal. See that? We fixed it up. It's all good. Ready to go, no problem. Again, here I want to see if I can maybe get something that's really light here. Maybe out here along the edge, because that's where the light would probably be hitting it. Not so much over there. Let's see if I can lighten up this a little too. It's been a while since we last worked over here, so this paint should be much more set. Nothing on here is dry, but in a lot of areas the color has done something that we call set. Now it's a little bit like with the green stuff, where it's not, it hasn't cured fully, but it gets just kind of rubbery, and you can't really do a whole bunch with it. That is here when your color has set. Now let me get some of the lightest light on this fleur-de-lis on the top of his head here. Also going to get a little more of a little more definition on some of these elements here. So I just did that. Now let me see if I can come back with some of my dark here. Right in here. And get you cleaned up. Expand on that a little. I don't know. No, I should probably just go lighter on that. Alright, let me take... What do we got here? We got some of this here. Just some off-white that's going to go into this Mars red. Let me see if I can just capture a little light on the top of that. Not too much in there. Now we also need to do, well, here, let me get some of this darker stuff in here for the toes. Let me try this. Well, okay, that's how that white get in there. Okay, we got some division between those now. They are also in shadow too, so we gotta keep that in mind. I'm gonna try and get a little more definition into this as well here. I mean, that's what we did everywhere else. I can certainly do that here. I'm just gonna kind of restore again a little bit of the dark there. That should also not be just 100% light. Here, we're going to take some of that down. Maybe darken up some of that. And I'm just going to chuck a little bit of something in here to give the indication of some filigree. You can't even really see what I'm doing there. I'm just chucking a little something back in there. And the same over here. And yeah, over here too. Now let me get rid of some of the some of our thinner that's also gotten onto this oxalis plant there. We don't want that on there. So thank you so much, Armored Wolf, for posting a link to the Instagrams there. That is where a lot of the some of the final images, right, of stuff that's been painted on stream. I did the step-by-step images of the last painting. Galadriel and Moonlight there. That is up on the Instagrams now. Maybe that was a little too dark there. Well, fine. Maybe if I do some of that over here, that balances it out. Oh yeah, let's get some cleanup work going here too. Maybe on the yeah, maybe a little bit of there. Some of that around here. And of course we save all of the sessions that we do here. They're all saved as highlights. It's kind of like a YouTube channel. I can't do playlists and all that other kind of stuff and keywords, but they are saved. I'm just going to take some of this, and do I at least have some yellow over here? No, I still got some of the Indian yellow down there. Just again trying to clean up some of this stuff here.